What's going on, guys? Optimize here. Welcome back to the channel. We're here to bring you part 2 of our growing from the beginning of Clash of Clans. I don't know what to call it quite yet. Maybe like Road to Glory or starting from the bottom. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. If you have any good ideas, feel free to leave a comment down below. That way we can figure out a great name for this. But this video is basically all about figuring out what to level up first. As you can see, I've done a lot of work to my base since yesterday. Kind of been grinding hard for you guys to get this up and running. So I cleared out all the debris or trees or whatever you want to call them. Maxed out my walls. I still am at level 3. My defenses need a little bit of work. But the whole thing is figuring out what to do. So my biggest thing is you always want to, sorry about that, you always want to get your storages up and running to the max level. These are level 4, this one's going to 5. But these two right here are maxed out, and I'm going to max these ones out next. But the whole point of that is to make sure that you get all the loot that you're entitled to when you hit a base. So for example, while doing this, a lot of times I would attack a base and say I can get a max of 50,000, just throwing in a number out. But the base I'm hitting can give me 70,000. Well, that's 20,000 right there in one attack that I'm losing out on. Now, who knows how many attacks I'm doing that I'm missing out on loot, but the whole point though is to make sure that you get total value for your attacks because your time is money. You know, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be playing Clash of Clans all day long. So when I do attack, I want to make sure that I get the best bang for my buck. So by maximizing your storages, it allows you to get the full amount. The second thing, if you did what I suggested in the first video, which is get into a clan, I actually joined my primary clan. For the newer players, like, don't feel weird about requesting for troops. Like, people know that you're struggling to get started. We've all been there. So what I always recommend is getting hogs. Now these are max level hogs. The whole thing about being in a high level clan like ours is level 12 is that when you come to clan perks, come down to, I believe it is, I can't remember which one it is exactly. One level, here we are. So the number 10 level makes it where your donation upgrade is 2 levels. So basically, if someone gives you a level 5 hog, it turns into a level 7, which is massive, which means you don't have to get into a clan where you just have a ton of just monster players. Even if you get into a clan that has medium or beginner players, you're still getting stronger troops than what you have. So hogs or balloons, you want something that targets the defense. Giants are okay, but the reason I don't like giants, they're slow and your barbs and archers usually outrun them, which is obviously not what you want to have happen. So basically, once you're focusing on your storages, you want to get that up and running, get into a good clan. You want to practice different attacks. So by now, if you're at where I'm at, you've got barbs, you've got archers. I'm actually getting my giants right now. You want to mix it up and see what works well for you. I'm going all barbs with my hogs, but honestly, most of the time I can just use my hogs and be fine. And I showed a little bit of the last video, I believe, but basically just let the hogs do the work and have the barbs clean up just in case the hogs go down. You want to be hitting bases that have 35,000 plus. Like right now, I don't need the loot. I'm just trying to show you a base that I normally would attack if I have the loot. But the whole thing is you're making it where every attack, you're getting massive value and you're learning a little bit too. You're figuring out strategies that people are using, like, for example, like traps and walls, and figuring out what, like, the timing of things. Like right now is kind of a time, is like one of the funnest times for me because it's a lot of learning and figuring things out for yourself, which to me, you know, when people go on and learn attacks, especially in the beginning, it takes away a lot of the fun that I enjoyed as a player. So for me, my suggestion is try different things out. Like, I'll tell you what I use, but I don't necessarily like think this is the best strategy. But typically, what I'll use once I get giants is I'll use like 8 giants and then the rest barbs or arch. Or a lot of people just use barbarians and archers. Some people like to just go giants. But for me, I like to go giants with a little bit of arch and a little bit of barb, just to mix it up. I'm not really finding any good bases to attack right now, but basically, like I said, 35,000 plus for gold and elixir. Like, this base right here is still pretty low. Sorry about that, guys. Still pretty low, but I'm just gonna hit it anyways just because I'm not finding anything better. So rule number 1. When you attack a base, you want to zoom all the way out and look at surrounding areas to see if there are any buildings on the outside you can pick off. There's not. Rule number 2. See this little spot right here? I can place troops there. See what I'm saying? I can place troops there right now just to see. I know there's not any traps there because those decorations are there. But things like that are useful. You want to look for gaps in walls. So there's a gap right here. Could there be a bomb or a spring trap? Drop a barbarian down to test it. There's not. So it's free game. So I can literally spam all my barbs in. And this is just going to be way overkill. But I'm just going to drop all of my barbs, let them do their job, and then have the hogs come in on the backside. And this base will 100% be 3-starred. So that's basically the whole point of this video. Is I wanted to give you guys a little bit of advice as to what to upgrade. When you're leveling up your troops, the biggest thing is level up the troops that you use the most frequently. Now, when you get into clans, you're going to be introduced to war and things like that. I like to level up the troops that I use in both war and in my farming attacks to get loot. For example, like in my top, can't even speak right now, I apologize. In my top base, I predominantly use wizards every attack, regardless of the situation. So I will typically level up my wizards first. So when you're down here, if you're using mainly just barbarians, level up your barbarians. Don't overthink it. Definitely try the newer troops as you upgrade them, especially when you get up to like the goblins. A lot of people like to use goblins when you're farming, or wizards, or whatever. But focus on leveling up what you use the most. When it comes to leveling up defenses, I like to go archer towers first because it hits air and ground, where the cannon, as the higher up you go, the cannon typically becomes very valuable. Same thing with the mortar. But down here, it really doesn't matter that much, mainly because a swarm of barbarians are going to overrun any of these defenses. But at the same time, the archer tower is the best for flexibility for defending your base. So I like to go archer tower, then I'll go mortar, and then my cannons. When I get my air defense, I'll definitely focus on my air defense. But that's basically it for this video. Like I said, leave a comment down below for what we should call this series. I definitely appreciate it. All comments that will be left will definitely be read by me. Please leave a like, and if you're brand new, please subscribe to the channel. And thank you for watching.